It's time for answers to your medical questions and get an inside look at the latest in healthcare, technology, and treatments. This is Rex on Call. Welcome to Rex on Call, live on WRAL. I'm Sharon Delaney for UNC Rex Healthcare. Today we're talking about healthy eating. If you're watching us live and you have questions, they could be answered by our experts. Our guests taking your questions today are Shelley Wegman, registered dietitian at Rex Nutrition Services, and Ryan Conklin, UNC Rex executive chef. To call us here at Rex on Call, just dial the number on your screen, 919-744-3876. If you're watching us as we stream live on WRAL.com, email us your questions, rexoncall@rexhealth.com, or find us on Twitter and send us a message at RexHealthcare, #RexOnCall. Now, we all know that eating a healthy, balanced diet is a goal to aim for all year long, but many of us ditch that mantra during the holidays, derailing our good intentions. Today, we'll give you tips that you can start using right away, especially during the holiday season, that satisfy both your appetite and healthy guidelines. We'll also give you a cooking demonstration from executive chef Ryan Conklin, whose team from UNC Rex just won the prestigious statewide competition dining series against some of the region's top restaurants. Chef Conklin really is reinventing the reputation of hospital food. So let's begin with what you can do to start eating better. It doesn't involve counting calories. Instead, it starts with your shopping list.
Cut it in half and you scoop the seeds out and you put it face down in a pan.
This is not your ordinary trip to the grocery store.
What's convenient is we've got some already cut up and ready to go.
Rex registered dietitian Shelley Wegman is giving a grocery tour, a service offered through UNC Rex Healthcare that simply explains eating a balanced diet starts where you shop in the grocery store.
When you're grocery shopping, you want to start at the perimeter of the store because that's where all your fresh produce is. Most of your dairy and meat sections are in the perimeter of the stores. Basically, if you're in the produce section, you're golden. Anything there is pretty good to go. When you get into the meat section, you're going to look more just at fat because that's what you want to control. And then as you get into the interior of the store, this is where you're at risk of getting a lot of highly processed food, so the salt and sugar are going to go up.
I would eat a lot of ice cream, macaroni and cheese, just fast food, anything convenient really.
But with a new desk job, Brittany Sweeney says she recently packed on 10 unwanted pounds. As a Rex Wellness Center member, she heard about Shelley's grocery tour.
And I want to know what's good for me and what's bad for me.
And Shelley Wegman says it's not difficult.
If you're looking at the difference between ground turkey, ground chicken, and ground beef, you want to just look for the leaner one.
You don't have to count calories. Instead, focus on eating more fruits and whole grains, small portions of lean protein like fish and chicken, and add lots of veggies.
You want to think about food as the fuel that our bodies need to give us the life we want. If you want to be able to travel and run and have fun and adventures, you need a body that's going to work with you.
And we want to thank Lowe's Foods in Garner for allowing us to film that story in its store. Now, to schedule your own grocery tour or to speak to one of UNC Rex's registered dietitians, call 919-784-3419. Now, registered dietitian Shelley Wegman and UNC Rex executive chef Ryan Conklin join us now. So nice to have you all here. I can tell everybody at home it smells good in the studio. Thanks to Chef Ryan. So, Shelley, you say that a big no-no to look for while shopping is salt and sugar that's added into a lot of the foods.
The added salt and sugar are an issue because we shouldn't consume more than 6 teaspoons a day of sugar for women and no more than 9 teaspoons a day of sugar for men, according to the American Heart Association. And we get, if you have something like a 12-ounce can of soda, you're getting almost 10 teaspoons of sugar alone in that.
So there's your whole sugar allotment for the day.
Or 2.
Wow.
So it's very easy to miss how much sugar is added in food. So yes, looking at the food label. In the processed foods is where you're going to find the added sugar and the added sodium. You can look at the percent daily value for salt. If it's 20% or higher, that means whatever that item is high. So if you see sodium and it's 18%, automatically say, okay, does this work for me today? Do I need to go for something lower? So make it quick and easy on yourself.
Okay, all right. Chef Ryan, as a hospital chef, you have to be mindful of these sorts of restrictions that some of the patients may have. How do you add flavor to your dishes when you have to reduce or take out salt and sugar?
Oh, well, first thing we look at is our marinades. You really want to marinate it with something, with some aromatics, some fresh garlic, shallots, and definitely you want to use fresh herbs. It's a great way to infuse flavor. You can, basil in the summer is a great pairing. You could also use rosemary all year round. And then also how you're preparing the food and actually cooking it. You want to use proper cooking techniques. Roasting, making the natural sugars and vegetables come out by a roasting method. Grilling is a great way as well.
Okay. All right, Shelley, portion control. That's a huge piece of us achieving a healthier diet.
Yes.
You've brought along some examples.
I have.
I think as Americans, we seem to supersize everything.
We do have that more is better attitude about everything, and you have to sort of go back to being more mindful about what your body needs, which is about this much versus what you want, which
now the holiday dinner plates, that's about the only time people bring out the fancy dishes, right? And they're huge,
they're
right?
Very large. So using the smaller plate to start with. So we have a small plate here, and then you want to think, you don't want to think I can't have, you want to think, how do I arrange my plate better? So it's not the negative message of no, I can't have that, because that just makes you tend to want more of it. So it's more of, well, what if I fill up half my plate with vegetables? How can I do that? So we take our plate and we'll have half of it with vegetables. We put some lean protein on it, small portion of chicken or fish or ham or maybe beans or lentils, and then we fill in with whole grains or some fruit for our carbohydrate. Give us a little bit of that because that keeps the brain happy. So if we mix our plate, when you fill up your plate with more vegetables, it takes up space. It's really good for you. They're loaded with vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals. But what happens if you take away the vegetables on the plate? What's going to happen to that white space?
Oh, you're going to fill it with carbs.
Yes, with the wrong, probably not the best choices of carbs or just too much of a good thing. It's not that they're bad, it's too much of a good thing.
Okay, so some other things too. We're going to also share some tips on substitutions for typical holiday meals today. But if you just concentrate on filling half the plate with
that plate with vegetables,
good, fresh vegetables.
Yeah. Fresh, frozen are great. Frozen are frozen within hours of being picked, so they're just as good as fresh. It's just a matter of changing up how you're cooking them and play with them a little bit.
Roast instead of bake in a casserole, right?
Yeah, that's going to save you a lot of salt and fat right there, is if you move from the casserole. And you can still have the casserole, but can you make a smaller casserole and add in new types of roasted vegetables with it? So you have more choices. And again, it takes up more space on the table and just looks pretty.
Nice, okay. Chef Ryan, does preparing menus at a hospital differ that much as preparing for a traditional restaurant? I mean, you guys are award-winning. You killed it in the Chef Challenge.
Well, our goal is to be preparing restaurant quality food at all times. Being in a hospital, we have to be mindful of our patients, though. So we challenge ourselves as chefs to come up with new ways to take that restaurant quality food and let's bring a healthy twist to it. Let's make it healthy so all of our patients can enjoy it. And to answer your question, yes, it is challenging, but it's a lot of fun for a restaurant chef as well.
That's part of what makes your job so interesting, I'm sure.
Yes, it is. It's to take comfort foods and try to make them healthy is something our whole team plays an important role at.
It's not just a paradox, it's a mission.
Right, that's right. Crusade.
Okay. All right, well, we are back right after this break to answer your questions. Just give us a call or send us an email.
It's never just one thing that makes a place unique. Around the Triangle, you'll find a blend of the visionary right alongside the tried and true. At UNC Healthcare, we're building a system that brings together expertise and empathy. Those two things mean complete care for people all over the Triangle and around the state.
You still remember when you got the diagnosis. It was as if your whole world came to a stop. All the things you cherish. What didn't stop was the comfort and support you received from UNC Rex Cancer Care. Community-based care, combined with world-class, innovative treatment, tailored to your needs. It turns out your diagnosis wasn't the end of hope. It was really the beginning.
North Carolina Heart and Vascular is hard at work providing exceptional cardiovascular care to you and your community. And because we're your neighbors, what matters most to us is getting you back to what matters most to you. Visit us at ncheartandvascular.com.
Welcome back. This is Rex on Call, live on WRAL, and today we're answering your questions about healthy eating. That's why we're here in our little kitchen. If you have questions for our experts, call in now, 919-744-3876. And to email us your questions, go to WRAL.com and search Rex on Call. Chef Ryan, so one of the things that you do at the hospital to really infuse some good nutrition is using grains. Tell us about this beautiful display you have here.
Sure. Well, being a chef in my restaurant and hotel background, we never cooked a lot of whole grains. It was never fun. It was never really something people talked about. But recently, our team has really put a lot of those into our recipes. What we started with is what I like to call the gateway grain, which is quinoa. So it's a great grain if you're looking to try more whole grains. To start with quinoa, it's usually very popular. We use that in a lot of our salads. For our salad bar, even for our patients as well as in a peel-off method as well.
And quinoa is actually a protein-dense food too, isn't it?
Yes, quinoa has a little more. The quinoa and the farro that he's using today have between 6 and 7 grams of protein per quarter cup dry, whereas your typical rice or potato is only around 3 grams maybe, so it's actually a really good source.
And that'll help you feel fuller.
It does help you feel fuller, plus it's a whole grain, so you're getting the bran, the endosperm, the good vitamins and minerals there.
Okay.
And then you'll see here, I brought in some black barley, some farro, which we'll be cooking later today.
What is farro?
It's an ancient Italian whole grain. It's very meaty.
Is it similar to rice?
It's similar to like a brown rice.
A barley?
Yeah, a barley or a brown rice. I find it very very flavorful and absorbs a lot of flavor. Nice. And then we also have wheat berries in grano. Some other things that we're doing at Rex to promote whole grains and to really make them cool to both cook with and eat as well.
Excellent. All right. These are some nice things that I've never even heard of. Do you have some other suggestions, Shelley, that people can substitute stuff at home to choose a healthier option?
One of the beauties of the whole grains is it gives you a lot of different choices now because these are available everywhere. So substituting things like that are a great way because initially, say you make your traditional mac and cheese, you know the portion you're going to take. In order to do portion control, if you give them something new like farro, people are going to be going, well, okay, I'll try it. So they're actually going to start with smaller portion control. It's instant portion control, which I love about it. But once they get into them, you can find that you can use less meat by using more grains and things like chili, the wheatberry chili recipes that they've done at Rex. We've got some other substitutes like that, which Chef's going to show us in a little bit, where you can decrease your budget by not spending as much on the more expensive proteins and fill in with these whole grains and get a lot of nutritional bang for your buck.
Could any of these grains substitute for white rice? Like take the white rice away?
Oh, I think all of them. All of them. Yes, all of them would work as a great substitute.
Okay.
Definitely.
Denise from Durham wants to know, she has a son who has a potassium deficiency. Is this a major issue?
It could be. She should follow up with a doctor and possibly with a dietitian because it depends on if they need to add it through food, if it can be controlled through food, or if he needs medication.
Now potassium, I think bananas.
Yeah, bananas, oranges, potatoes, tomatoes, all are good sources of potassium.
Okay. All right. Marie in Clayton would like to know some inexpensive foods that you could infuse to make a healthy diet, because there's a lot of thought that, you know, oh, well, organic or healthier foods are more expensive. Yeah.
That's an excellent question, and I do get a lot of that. Actually, things like the whole grains are an outstanding way to get low cost and get more nutrition. Vegetables. You can buy, like I said, frozen vegetables are generally inexpensive. They run sales on those frequently. And then filling in for the less expensive proteins, eggs, lentils, beans, black beans, kidneys, pintos, lentils. Those kinds of things are an outstanding protein source. They have the kind of fiber that helps reduce cholesterol. They're not expensive at all.
And you can substitute almost all meats with those things, right?
Oh, definitely. You can do a more plant-based diet and save a lot of money that way, too.
Okay. Are there things at the hospital that you can do that you hope that some of your patients will take home with them? Things that they might learn?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, for instance, some of our dishes that are on our Heart Healthy menu, which are low sodium and low fat dishes, are some of our most popular dishes and most requested recipes from the chefs.
Wow,
So,
which is, you wouldn't think
yeah,
so.
Yeah, that's
what
great.
What would be an example of a couple of those entrees?
So one of our most popular ones is we do a nice lime ginger glazed salmon, where we take a fresh salmon that we bring in fresh, we skin it, we portion it out, and we grill it. No deep frying or anything, that's very important. We grill it, but we have a nice lime and fresh ginger marinade with a little bit of low sodium soy sauce that was just brushed on right at the end, and then we garnish it with a fresh lime.
Nice.
So
like you said, marinades can really help.
Yes, it's a great way to impact bold flavors and with little fat or extra
and
sodium.
And the vinegar really helps throw a tang in there, which helps fight that salt craving.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This CJ from Raleigh wants to know, they both have type 1 and type 2 diabetes. What might be some good suggestions for recipes?
With diabetes, you want to look at your total carbohydrate intake at each meal. So carbs come from all your fruits, grains, bread, cereals, pastas, rice, sweets, things like that. So it's not that you can't have them, it's just you have to portion control. So I always recommend in our diabetes, and we do have diabetes educators who will go over this with you, I always recommend quarter of the plate carbohydrates.
Okay.
If you fill in that half plate with vegetables, that little bit of lean protein, then you control the carbs, that takes care, and it works for everybody. It works for heart patients, it works for weight loss, it works for diabetes. It helps with a lot of different things.
Okay, well, up next we're going to be doing some cooking, and we'll answer more of your questions. Call 919-744-3876. Email us at rexoncall@rexhealth.com. As we go to break, Rex Healthcare registered dietitian Shelley Wegman has more suggestions for making your holiday meal healthier. Lean ham and turkey are good proteins. Sides are where most people overdo it. Instead of having a typical sweet potato casserole, why don't you roast the sweet potatoes with cinnamon? Also, think about substituting roasted green beans or Brussels sprouts instead of your typical green bean casserole. And if you must have dressing or stuffing, use wheat bread instead of rice. Shelley suggests getting rid of mac and cheese altogether. That will save you tons of calories right there. And replace sweet tea with unsweetened tea or water. And be mindful of how much dessert you have.
I couldn't count the number of times over the last 25 years, the yo-yo diets, the programs that didn't work. I wanted to get off that weight loss roller coaster. To date, I have lost 124.5 pounds. Rex gave me my life back.
Every delivery tells a story. At Rex Women's Center, we believe that story should be a cherished experience. It should be about personal comfort, compassionate caring, confidence building, continual guidance. Rex Women's Center provides a personalized, comfortable experience before, during, and after the birth of your baby. Rex Women's Center, chosen for excellence.
Hi neighbor, we're the dedicated team at the new UNC Healthcare Hillsborough campus, here to bring the exceptional medical care you'd expect from UNC closer to home. The new UNC Healthcare Hillsborough campus. Exceptional healthcare, incredibly close.
When you're 502 pounds or 500 pounds, I never really once thought, hey, I'm sick. My thought was, I'm fat. It took me a while to realize really what Rex was. And it is a wellness center. It's about getting better. It's about healing.
Welcome back to Rex on Call here on WRAL. To reach us, just call us at 919-744-3876 or email us at rexoncall@rexhealth.com. Medical research proves eating a healthy diet not only improves your heart and vascular health, but it can also prevent cardiovascular disease. That is one of the main focuses of the new North Carolina Heart and Vascular Hospital: prevention and education.
The biggest thing in today's world is the idea of moderation.
It's okay to enjoy a couple of cookies, says Dr. Ben Walker, but he says you have to learn when to stop. The new North Carolina Heart and Vascular Hospital at UNC Rex Healthcare will offer classes teaching simple, fun ways to live a longer, healthier life, including a demonstration kitchen.
Where people can learn how to cook and then make some better eating decisions, as well as portion control.
Explaining how sugars, sodium, and starches affect your body. The Learning Institute will also provide dedicated space that will make it easier for UNC Rex physicians to continue providing education to other physicians throughout the world.
We do a lot of amazing things, from putting in heart valves just from someone's leg, to putting stents in all different parts of the body, to the neck arteries, the heart arteries, and even the leg arteries. And with this new technology, we can help teach people about it and show them what we're doing.
This new hospital will offer cutting-edge technologies and advancements in heart and vascular procedures and treatments. The goal is to teach people how to keep their bodies healthy so that visiting the doctor is a precaution and not a necessity. The North Carolina Heart and Vascular Hospital at UNC Rex Healthcare has an estimated completion date of early 2017. Now, there's also going to be a demonstration kitchen, so I'm sure you're going to spend some time there, Chef Ryan.
Yes, we're very excited about having a demonstration kitchen. It's a great way to connect with the community, teaching them healthy cooking techniques. All kinds of different cooking classes we'll be able to have now, and we'll have a great facility to do it with.
Excellent. Tammy from Rocky Mount wants to know, we mentioned substituting unsweet tea for sweet tea with your holiday dinner or any dinner. What's a good substitute for sugar?
You could try the stevia herb, but for a lot of people, studies are showing that people who drink diet beverages or use artificial sweeteners don't weigh any less than people who don't. So really, I suggest herbal teas as opposed to the flavored herbal teas that don't have any sugar or artificial sweeteners in them are a good way to start, either hot or cold.
Okay. All right, Chef Ryan, Juanita from Hillsborough, she has colitis, and she's so tired of not being able to eat a lot of things. She feels like she's stuck with boiled vegetables all the time. What would be some good ideas?
You might
That's probably more of a question. With that, she needs to find out specifically what foods bother her, and she does want to work on making sure she's getting that consistent small amounts of lean protein. She may have to be cautious with the higher fiber foods. So that's one of the exceptions to the whole grain rule, where you end up giving people some of the lower fiber foods to stop the inflammation.
Okay. All right, Chef Ryan, tell us what you're making today.
Yeah, so we were talking a lot about whole grains today, so why not cook with them? I decided to do a little dish with farro, one of my favorite grains to cook, and at Rex, and what I found recently is if you want to introduce something new like farro or a different whole grain that you've never heard of, find a vessel that's normally pretty popular. Okay, so today we're using tacos because everyone loves tacos. So let's incorporate the farro into that, so people will be more apt to trying it. So what we're going to do is we're starting off, and I've been sweating some onions and garlic. That's that smell that's coming out.
So good.
And I have just a touch of extra virgin olive oil in here just to help it sweat. I don't really want to get much color on this because I don't want the garlic to burn. So now that it's going here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some local kale. This is North Carolina kale that we've kind of shredded up together here.
Oh.
And
so instead of a typical lettuce in a taco, it's
this is some kale. You know,
it's more nutritionally dense, isn't it?
Yes, and we're utilizing local vegetables. I'm just going to saute this kale with the little olive oil that's in here. And then I'm going to add some of my farro, which has been cooked for about 18 minutes.
Do you just boil?
Yeah, I cook this just like pasta.
Okay.
Okay, so you want it to be a bit al dente. So this is where I'm going to stick my farro into here.
Okay.
And it's already cooked. I just really want to warm it up at this point. So I have my onions, garlic, kale, and farro in here.
Kind of looks like rice, but it's but you know, it's not like a bean that you have to soak overnight or anything.
Yeah, no, you can just give it a quick rinse and just boil it in boiling water. And then it's popular in my house. We get rotisserie chickens from the supermarket often, and we always have leftovers. So I always consider it a challenge what to do with that leftover chicken. And
I have one from last night.
Exactly. So this is something that's very easy to get. And so what I've done is I've taken the leftovers of this and I've just kind of pulled it a little bit, and I'm adding my chicken right here to the pan, and then I have a little bit of vegetable stock that we have here from the hospital just to help it steam, just to quick up the cooking process. And you can kind of see that all the flavors melting together.
Nice.
That's going to help it get nice and hot. And then I'm going to add, I have a mixture of spices, cumin and coriander. So that's how we're going to get that taco seasoning and spice into here.
Still no salt?
No salt in there at all, no. And I'm just going to kind of let this cook for a couple minutes. And all these flavors are going to marry well together. Additionally, I'm going to make a pico de gallo, which is a very popular salsa, usually with tomatoes. This time I'm going to add some roasted butternut squash to it. So we're going to call it a roasted butternut squash pico, just because it's a great way to use a vegetable that's local and in season.
And in season,
yeah,
right.
and what I've done is I've taken this beautiful butternut squash, cut it up here, and roasted it in a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of salt, and some fresh black pepper. And I've cooked it for about 10 minutes and cooled it down. So now this is you know, a nice, flavorful, and it's going to bring some color to the dish. And then I'm going to add some diced tomatoes here. If you want to excuse me for one second, I'm going to come on over. But I'm going to add.
Man with the knife.
I'm going to add.
All right.
Yep. I'm going to add some diced tomatoes.
We're going to keep cooking, and we'll be right back with our finished product right after this.
In each child, there's the spirit of a champion waiting to emerge. At UNC Children's, we're committed to helping to achieve those dreams. As a leading children's hospital in the Southeast, we provide care to future champions of all ages. Our world-class care team represents all subspecialties, so no matter your child's condition, you can trust their care to us and leave the future up to them. We're champions of future champions.
In every town in North Carolina, you find a blend of traits that make it unique. It might be grace, alongside grit, or creativity, meeting tradition. At the many places that are part of UNC Healthcare, you'll find expertise and empathy. That kind of care is our mission as a system across the state. Complete care for people all over North Carolina.
Welcome back to the show. This is Rex on Call. We're taking your final round of questions right now. Let's go ahead and finish up this recipe,
Yes,
Chef.
so I have my pico de gallo here, my roasted butternut squash. I'm going to add some fresh cilantro, a nice squeeze of lime. Okay.
Okay.
And then I have some minced jalapeno here.
Ooh, so
Just
if you
give it
like a little
spice,
fire,
a little bit
that's
of,
great. Little
and
heat.
then a little bit of red onion here too that's been minced up. And we're going to give this a quick toss, so it's going to be a nice, fresh, vibrant salsa. And then I have my tacos, as Sherry has my plate here.
Okay.
What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put my nice taco mix in the middle. You're going to build your own tacos today,
Oh,
okay?
that's the way to do it.
Okay. And then I have a nice little bowl here for my butternut squash salsa. And then it's nice and fresh looking. We're going to add some lime on here and a little bit of cilantro just to garnish it up, and you have a nice little dish.
Is. There you go. This is all healthy and good stuff. Real quick, one of our callers, Charlene from Durham, had gastric bypass. What would be some healthy snacks? This would be a good meal.
This would actually be a very good meal, maybe one less on the taco shells there, but the healthy snacks would be your vegetables are always an outstanding snack. So vegetables and hummus are quick and easy. Lean protein, hard-boiled eggs, something like that. Something more vegetable protein based with the carbs coming afterwards.
Okay. All right. And we do have Chef Ryan's recipe, which will be available on the website for these yummy taco Faro tacos, right? Thanks so much. And join us next month for Rex on Call. Our topic is wellness and weight loss in a new year. You can email us your questions ahead of time to rexoncall@rexhealth.com. We look forward to seeing you next time.
Commercial program. Views expressed belong to its participants and are not necessarily those of the management and staff of WRAL or Capital Broadcasting Company.
Hello, I'm John Heister for the Heister Automotive Group. We have a lot of fun at our stores.
At Heister, we come in all shapes and sizes.